DNA technology is the guilty person's worst enemy.
They couldn't open my eyes and someone was kissing me.
Every kit represents a horrific occurrence that a victim has experienced.
Using that as a springboard, many people align themselves with the hot button issue.
It was the victims who suffered, the victims who were ignored.
I felt a hand lift up my dress and like kicking with my feet, telling to stop.
There's no justice for women who are raped.
A feeling shared by millions who genuinely believe every police agency in the country is either too strapped or too backed up to properly process their DNA cases.
The fact that there's a backlog in sex assault kits of unknown suspects is a false narrative.
John Levitt is Assistant Chief of Tucson Police Department.
Each of these areas is separated, so we have DNA, we have toxicology.
As head of investigative services, he's also in charge of TPD's $35 million crime lab, which tests about 3,000 DNA samples every year.
We do the cases where there's the greatest danger to the public first, and I can say that any sex assault case where there's an unknown suspect is of the highest priority.
Such was the case this year when a woman was attacked by an unknown assailant along Reed to Riverwalk. Within 48 hours, rape kit results revealed a suspect match and an arrest was promptly made. A huge victory for TPD and the community. But that wasn't a typical case. Victims usually do know their attackers, police say. When they do, the issue of consent is often more critical than DNA.
DNA can prove a lot of different things, but it doesn't speak to consent.
Which goes hand in hand with TPD's untested rape kits.
You know, the actual number of kits could vary from, say, 1,000 to 2,500 if you look at that.
If DNA findings do not provide evidentiary value to prosecutors, there's a good chance the kit will not be tested. That doesn't mean the case is dropped, but it does add to the so-called backlog.
I just don't think it's fair. I mean, what's the holdup? Was it money? Is that it? Money?
Good news is more kits will be tested thanks to a $1 million grant recently awarded to TPD's crime lab. Processing each kit cost the city about $1,500. This grant allows for more testing on more types of crimes. It may not be enough to convict somebody on a consent case, but it could yield a wealth of information if that person's DNA matches the profile from another sexual assault where the suspect is unknown to authorities.